Charles Spurgeon said very famously that the minister is called to be a good soldier of Christ. And by that, he means that as a minister, you're going to fight a war on two fronts constantly. There's going to be the external war that we all fight. We minister in a fallen world. We minister in a post-Genesis 3 world. And so you will fight all the invisible enemies who manifest themselves through visible enemies, sadly. So there'll be a war in which you're called to come and lay down your life as Christ laid down his life. You're called to walk the Calvary road of suffering. I mean, Jesus said, if anyone come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. It says that throughout the Gospels. And it's really doubly true for the minister because you're called, and again, Paul says this in 2 Corinthians, we're called to be ministers of Christ, to be like Christ, to look like Christ, and to picture the gospel in our lives in microcosm. So there's that war, and that's a tough war. But I think the more difficult war, perhaps, the hotter theater of war is the war within. Because there's going to be dark days in ministry. There'll be days when you doubt your calling. There are going to be days when you hate your preaching. There's going to be days when you want to leave your current field of service for greener pastures. There's days you're going to doubt your salvation even possibly. And so there's dark days in ministry, and so it's that war within. And of course, it's the same war that Christians fight every day, the battle for sanctification. But the question is, for the pastor, for the minister, will you rely on God's grace and God's mercy? And will you apply, as the Puritans love to put it, will you apply for more grace every single day in order to persevere in the ministry? Because really, the ministry is a lot like golf. You really are your own worst enemy. And so you have to battle you all the time. And it comes down to realizing that you are weak. As Paul said in 2 Corinthians 12, you are weak, but he is strong. 2 Corinthians 10, rather. But in our weakness, his strength is made perfect. I mean, Jesus said it best in John 15:5, apart from me, you can do nothing. And so you must rely on him. And that's part of winning the war within, is God making you a humble, godly man who does look like the person Paul describes in 1 Timothy 3 and Titus 1. But the war within, I think, may be the tougher battle.